Well, Betty, I don't know. I thought I had some worms up here for you, but apparently I don't. But Daddy does have a letter in his jacket. My squirrel's here. Good morning. Good morning. Say hi, Tommy. Good morning. I got up and got ready this morning, and then I went and played with the chickens. And then I went to fill up the waters, and Tommy followed me out. So, now we're talking with Tommy this morning. Tommy, I just have to readjust your tail, okay? Okay. 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 It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I uncovered your feet, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So, I don't know if you know this about turkeys, but they imprint with people really quickly, especially when they're little. Like the first thing that they see move, they think is their mama. The roosters are learning how to mate. So, Tommy thinks I'm his mama. So he follows me around the backyard while I fill up everybody's water tank. And then he falls asleep in my arms. So this is Tommy. He's a bronze orlop turkey. I don't know what that is, but apparently it's a really pretty one. Yeah, I don't know. So, he'll sit here and snooze now because his feet are warm. And he's listening to his mama talk. So, good morning. What are y'all doing today? It's Thursday. May the 8th. It is. True story. Hello. Say hello, buddy. He's got the prettiest feathers. Oh, I'm sorry. I uncovered you. I am so sorry. He is so spoiled. So was Priscilla, to be fair. As soon as I walked in the coop this morning, she jumped up on my shoulder like a pirate. So I heard the whippoorwill this morning before dawn. I've been up since about 4:30. I woke up having a real bad hot flash, and I was like, go ahead and get up, Sarah, and get your day started. So I did. And I've heard the whippoorwill, which means it's going to rain today. Sweet baby. He's asleep. Anyway. Thomas. Yeah, you hear that? Probably shouldn't smoke right in a turkey's face, but here, can we put you down in my lap? I know you like your feet warm. Yeah. Here we go. Well, yeah, you popped my boob out of my bra because you've been between my boobs this morning staying warm. There you go. Now I don't feel so bad. Hello. Thank you. For no other reason than I was tired of hearing my mother bitch about how I looked on my Facebook. And I don't like this bra, especially in this real tight dress. It makes me feel like I've got cleavage where I shouldn't have cleavage. But it fits. It just don't look right in the shirt. But anyway. So, today, I know. Just calm down. It's okay. So today, I have to get the rest of the laundry done. Last night, Sean got my fence done. And I got my raised bed done for my potatoes, corn, beans, and squash. Right, Tommy? Is there anything else we planted? Zinnias and sunflowers. God love it. I let 10 little babies, 10 little pullets out into the coop today. Not the run, the coop. There's the brooder, then there's the coop, then there's the run. So today, I have closed off the coop and let them, like, go crazy in there with all the pine straw and the food and the water. And when I went out to go fill up the water bottle, Tommy came with me. He didn't go back to the coop. So, now Tommy's here for cigarette ball. Yep. Tommy, I'm going to brag on you a second, but you're not allowed to jump up, okay? Just sit still. I don't know. Just sit still. You're all right. You're all right. Do you see this, baby? Look at these wings. Look at these colors. I know. I'm sorry. I didn't cover you back up. I know. I know. If you hold a baby to your chest, same with of course, don't smoke with a real baby in your chest. You probably shouldn't smoke with a baby turkey on your chest, but, you know. Yeah, I'm feeling bad about it. I gotta put my cigarette out. I know, I'm sorry. Smoked turkey. So, Thomas, settle down. Settle down. Settle down. Yeah. You just don't know what to think this morning. Yeah. What is it? Can you lay down? Can you be real quiet? He's a sweet baby. But he does follow me around like a little shadow. So, this is my turkey. Yeah. One of 4. We have Timmy, Tommy, Tammy, and Butterball. And now we think Butterball might be a boy. I know. There's my squirrel. I left out his sunflower seeds this morning. But anyway, this is what I do when I'm not standing on stage. Is playing with chickens and turkeys. And planning a wedding. So, as it were, it looks like we're going to get married this fall. We just don't have time this summer. We just don't. So, we'll put out the big invite and all that fun stuff. But we were going to get married this next week, and we didn't have time. Just didn't have time. It's a crazy thing about being on the road. Can you be... You're being so contrary right now, and you're twisting your neck all around. It's making me nervous. Can you just be normal? Just be normal. Here. So this looks like what I'll be doing this morning. What's going on in the news? What's going on in your world? Anything interesting to report? Because I've not heard anything new other than Trump wants to buy Canada, and Carney said no, and they're trying to pick a new pope, and Trump said, well, I could do that too, and they said no. And then he's trying to open up Alcatraz, but it's going to take $40 million to renovate it, so Congress is saying no. I'm telling you, if you just put a housewife in charge of the budget, we'd be like, you don't need no more wars. We got wars at home. No. I know. Tommy's agreeing with me. You put a housewife on a shoestring budget and charge that checkbook for a couple weeks, we have that shit straightened out. We're good at making a gourmet meal out of a can of corn and a leftover pork chop. And we can make a dollar stretch from here till the next payday. I think that they need to put a housewife in charge of the budget. That's just all I'm saying. Like me and Sean are at that point in our pre-marriage rituals where we're like, okay, it's time to talk finances. It's time to get a budget together. I know. And get our ducks in a row, if you will, our chickens in a coop. And now he's like, I'm putting you in charge. I was like, I'm so good at this. This is what I excel at. I can make that money last. I just have to know if we have some. That's all. So, if you want to watch us this weekend, we have nowhere to play. So, if you want to hire us, call me. Like, literally. No gigs this weekend. Gigs next weekend. Yep. Gigs week after that. And then gigs at the end of the month. Right? Now you're going to hush? Just like a kid. You done pooped on my good sweater, and now my arms is cold. Now I'm going to have to put on Daddy's house coat. Hang on. I'm sitting on it. Hush. 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 Well, you're the one that shit on my good sweater. I have to put on Daddy's house coat. Sorry, and everybody gets to see my stomach for a second while I put it on. Oh, my Lord. You're just needy today, Thomas. Get there and straighten up. Lay down. Lay down. Anyway, he's being contrary. 205 pedophiles arrested. Just arrested? That's a shame. I'd like to see him castrate them on the city streets, make an example of them, but arresting's the first step. I know a couple more I could throw into their pile if they're taking requests, but It's funny how all them weird, creepy uncles and cousins are now starting to get called to the line. And that is just, I know, I'm sorry. That's just Appalachian guilt at its finest. Ooh. Hang on. Dropped you on the floor. Trying to get the turkey. But I got to thinking about that the other day. There's always somebody in every family that they're like, no, don't mess with him. He's just like that. Or don't bring this up. Or, you know, I wouldn't leave my kids with him. Or shouldn't that be a red flag for anybody? Shouldn't you have been calling somebody and been like, I don't think Uncle D's all he's cracked up to be. There comes a time where you have to quit sweeping shit under the rug and you have to start getting out the Swiffer, you know? And now it's time to clean house. Chirp, chirp. Tommy, you are fighting sleep like a toddler. I wish you'd just go ahead and nap. Look at them eyes. Oh, he's fighting sleep. Just go here. Tuck your head down in there and go to sleep. I don't know anything about turkeys at all. I know they blush if they get upset, or they get tickled, or they get embarrassed, or if they get scared, they blush, and sometimes they'll turn pink or blue, and it just depends. And I know that you have to burp tom turkeys because they get bad acid reflux. And I know that they're dumb, and they'll look up at the sky to see if it's raining, and if it is, then they'll drown. Yeah, that's all I know about turkeys. That's it. I know they eat the same kind of feed as my chickens, and every now and again, this one puffs his arms and his tail out like he's something or another. Yep, sound asleep. So I've got a beach towel and a sundress and a furry house coat on because my turkey was cold. And that's not a euphemism for something other or else. That's literally my turkey was cold. So, there you go. But anyway, this is Tom the turkey. And he is so spoiled after me that this morning I went to go feed it or fill up the waters, and he just followed me. And then I went back into the coop and he followed me again. And then I shut the door and he cried. Some kind of weird animal I'd never heard before. We have a groundhog that makes weird noises. I don't know what that's all about. But anyway, so yesterday I planted taters and corn. I planted serendipity corn, and I went to the farm store, went over there to Fred's, and I said, what's your best corn? I need some sweet corn that gets real tall. He said, you want that triple sweet serendipity? It's bicolor. And I said, all right. He said, it's $35.50 a pound. And I said, a pound? I ain't planting an acre. I'm planting a row of corn. Just enough to have a couple barbecues. So I got a 1/10 of a pound for 4 whole doll hairs. And then I got some, turns out I was going to buy some seed taters and didn't have to because I had a whole bag of Yukon Golds that were sprouting eyes under my cabinet. So I just put them sons of bitches in the ground, which makes me wonder what else is growing in my fridge or my cabinet that I could just go ahead and stick out there in the dirt. I encourage you to go through your refrigerator and see what's growing, you know. You might have some garlic or some green onions or some celery to stick in some dirt. Sustainable farming. So, now my turkey's asleep and his head's tucked up underneath my boob. I can smoke a cigarette and not feel bad about it. But I also went and got some Kentucky Wonders, some half runners. And my trick is that I do the Three Sisters. Have you ever heard of this? The Three Sister crops? You do corn, beans, and squash, or zucchini, whichever one, a gourd. And the corn gets tall, and the bean grows to corn, and then the zucchini and the squash are the ground cover that keeps all the weeds off. It's called Three Sisters, and it'll get you through the whole winter if you do it right. So, my whole raised bed underneath my garden box right out here off the deck is taters, corn, squash, beans. Staples, pantry staples are right off the porch. And then I got Sean some yellow boy tomatoes because he loves yellow tomatoes. And it's so hard to find yellow tomatoes. They're selling them for $55 a box right now. For yellow tomatoes. So, I got Sean some yellow tomatoes. I didn't pay that much for them. Fred cut me a deal. And I also got a couple new zinnias. I like zinnias. They're pretty. Anyway. And he quick created the poles for my Copacabana yesterday, and he cut some trim for my chicken coop. I'm telling you, the man never stops. I love him so much, and I cannot wait to marry him. I just don't know when that's going to be. Hopefully sometime this fall. We're already living our fairy tale, so it's like, when do we want to get the government involved, you know? I need to update that on my Amazon registry so people don't think they have to buy shit between now and Wednesday. If you want to buy shit, no one's asking, but y'all ask me, so I am registered. We are registered on Amazon. And I've registered for things like toilet paper and paper towels and corn feed, you know. Things that I need. I don't need a glass chess set. I don't need a new KitchenAid mixer. Well, I put one on there anyway because mine's older than Methuselah. But you never know. There might be some independently wealthy fan out there that's like, I ain't got no kids and I'd love to send her a $500 mixer, and which I'd be much obliged, and I'll write a song about you. But then again, you could be like me and be as poor as Job's turkey here and just can't even pay attention. You're so broke. Yeah, the trains are coming. CSX. Western line. It's headed towards Irvin. That train will drive right through Irvin today. Wonder if I could ride that train all the way from Hurricane to Irvin on the CSX rail. What if I hoboed it for a weekend and just see where it took me? Could I ask an engineer, be like, can I just get on one of your trains with a guitar for a couple days? And then when I know where I'm at, I'll get off. That's kind of like the whole motto of hobos, isn't it? I'll just get on here until I recognize the place and I'll get off. This baby is sound asleep and snoring. Never heard a turkey snore. She goes, so precious. So mark your calendars. June the 20th, the new single comes out. It's mine and Sean's wedding song, so I'm going to share it with the world before we get married. Just be like, here's our wedding present to everybody. There's your new song. We used to play on the tracks, too. We used to put pennies on the tracks and watch them flatten out. Then you have to run like hell as the train would come by because it would zing it at you like shrapnel. But today is kind of one of those days where I'm just picking up and straightening up and getting all my ducks in a row because I have so many concert posters to make for the next couple weeks, and I've got a lot of contacts to holler at today and get some stuff squared around for this summer. But there is still time to get on our schedule if you haven't already. So, holler at me or Sean, and we'd be glad to play your party, event, birthday, divorce, funeral, wedding, bar mitzvah, bat mitzvah, barbecue, pig roast, whatever. Or if you need a hostess with the mostest with a little bit of sass and a lot of stuff that to say that you won't, call me. I feel like the Lord's leading me in a new direction. I feel like my spirit's stirring. I feel like I'm moving on to a different chapter and I can't take everybody with me. And I'm having to cut some ties and I hate doing that. Well, thank you, Peyton. So, my heart's a little heavy about it. But that's okay. You just have to move on, carry on. But if you want us for entertainment this weekend, holler at us. We'll travel. And I may just do a live this weekend. I just keep looking at this little baby. Like, hi, Tom. Hellur from Wisconsin. Oh, hello, Sue. We was just talking about the cruise yesterday. That's funny. It's good to see you. If you want us to come play in Wisconsin, let us know. We're coming through there. End of June, and then again the end of July, and then the first week of August. So it's coming and going. So if you know a place for us to play, either going or coming, well, let us know. We'd be glad to stop and see you. So, there's not a whole lot to report this morning other than I fed the chickens, I fed the turkeys. This one followed me up to the porch. I watered my garden. I put on my makeup. I took a shower. I did my hair. I loaded the dishwasher. And now I'm fixing to get off here and do something super productive, like finish my Cabana. The Cabana is a big queen-size mattress under a little tiny pallet gazebo with cute little tin roof and all kinds of old quilts and pillows in it. And it's where we sit and we hang out and we watch our chickens. It's a Cabana. Yeah, we're asking. That's what it is. So, I have a feeling that it's just going to be a turkey trot by the time we're done with it because our turkeys are getting too big for the coop. I know. Go back to sleep. Go back to sleep. Go back to sleep. Good morning from Irvin. Hello. Where are you going to be? We're going to Culbertson, Montana, the end of June. And, yep. And then we head to Sturgis, South Dakota, the 1st of August. And we're there till like the 10th. And then we're coming back through. So, if you have a place you want us to play en route with that, get on my website and check out our tour dates. And if you're like, oh, she could stop by our house and play a barbecue. Yeah, we could. Throw us some gas money. I know. I don't know what you want me to do right now. He's just talking. He's sound asleep. He's just going. Anyway, this is what my morning is. It's holding this little baby turkey, letting it sleep on my boobs. So, if you got to watch the live the other day, Helen has been feeling herself. She is my alpha chicken, and she is like up in my face all the time. She's like a grandma that's telling you you're a whore for wearing lipstick. She's just, I'm like, what? Peckerhead. But I am the bird whisperer, apparently. I'm also the squirrel whisperer, and the possum whisperer, the turkey whisperer. And that's weird because I don't whisper. But, yeah, see, we talked about that yesterday. Karen was on here, and we was visiting about how we rearranged all the smoking deck, and we had a concert every night. Because them dipshits we went with would just hold up in their room and bitching. I was like, I'm sorry that you're mad as hell that I'm more popular than you on this cruise, but it's because I talk to people and I don't lie about why we're here. I should have served him with a cease and desist when we got off that damn boat. That son of a bitch was crooked as a dog's hind leg from the word go, and I went anyway. It's one of those times where God's like, don't do it, Sarah. And I'm like, but they need my help, Lord. And he's like, do they? But do they, though? Tommy, I know you're picking me for a reason. I just wish you wouldn't. He's nuzzling, and his little beak sharp. So my little chanticleer that everybody was worried about, I finally, she's not splay legged, she's pigeon toed. Like, her little feet, like her legs are way out and then her toes come way in. So I got a little tiny drinking straw and a little tiny hairband, and I put it through that drinking straw, and I put it around one ankle and one around another ankle, and I shoved them up over her knees. So now she can keep her knees together like a good little girl, and she don't fall over because she's all splay leg. Why are duck eggs healthier and different than chicken? I don't know. It could be like the quail thing. Quail's better for you. Quail eggs, and it's all dark meat bird. I was going to say chicken, but that's not it. It's all dark meat when you cut a quail. But I don't know about ducks. I know I can't have ducks because duck boys have a corkscrew little thing. And if they try to mate with my hen, then it'll rip her in half. And no one should go out that way. So, I did warn Sean that we might have some turkeys. Now that we got turkeys and chickens. And they might mate. Did you know that turkeys lay fertilized eggs? They don't even need a tom. They just lay fertilized eggs. So weird. Anyway, I just wanted you to know that. I did see 2 robins mating yesterday, and that was new. I was like, I shouldn't have seen that. I know they say the birds and the bees and whatnot, but some of that stuff's a little too graphic for the Discovery Channel. I'm not holding my boob. I'm holding a turkey, in case you're just joining us. Turkey. Chirp, chirp. All right. this is my day. But in the meantime, I just want to get on here and say good morning to you and see what you were up to today. And if you had been on the website and checked out the dates, and if you ordered any t-shirts, or if you like the new song, or, you know, check in with me, see what's going on. And if you need some music coming up, holler at us, because we've got a couple dates to fill on the schedule. This turkey has his head, like, right up underneath my neck. I can't. Rock-a-bye turkey here in my arms. One of these days we'll move to a farm. You sound asleep under my neck. Anyway, so that's what I got. I need to mow today. In a bad way. I ain't mowed in a while. It's rained a lot, so that's on my list to do today too. I need to mow. I have nothing else to plant, I don't think. Planted all my beans, planted all my corn, planted all my mint, planted all my seeds. Did I? Yeah. So, my squirrel is having her breakfast. Hi, Tom. Did you have a good nap? What is that? Oh, he's not sick. He's just spoiled. He followed me up to the porch, and then he whined at me, so I picked him up. And this towel is useless. You're sitting on my boobs. Anyway. Well, you got to sit still if you're going to sit up here, because you're too big to be flopping around. So, it's little Tom. Sits on my boobs. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Here, go back to sleep. Go back to sleep. Yes, go back to sleep. But that's what I do. See? He nuzzles me. They probably like them because they're so damn hot. I woke up thinking I was being suffocated by 2 bean bags. I was like, I gotta get up. Had a hot flash. So, and I gotta call my granny this morning and ask her what to do about my 4 o'clocks and my wandering Jews. They're just not doing right. Turn it on. Can you go this way? All right. But anyway, this has been mostly of our morning, is holding this turkey and trying to figure out why you're so spoiled rotten. You are. You're spoiled completely rotten. And the dog loves the turkey and they play together. I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all. So, anyway, whatever you're doing today on this pretty Thursday, enjoy it. And remember, if you hear the whippoorwill before dawn, it will rain. So this afternoon, we're supposed to have a marginal threat of severe thunderstorms. So keep your eye out of the sky and keep your tennis shoes on. Please book us for some stuff. Call me. I'll travel. I'm just as fun in real life as I am on TV. And in the meantime, this weekend, I'm going to make some chicken dumplings. But I can't say that word around them because they get real upset. So, we just won't talk about it. That's me. I need a good perennial plant that's going to easily spread. That ain't English ivy, for the love of God. You can plant some mint, Sue. That spreads easy, and your whole yard will smell like wintergreen gum. But There's no flowers with that unless you count those little purple ones that get on the end if they flower out. But hostas do real good. You could do hostas. They get flower on them. But I'm in the same boat. Everything's an annual that's pretty, and everything that's a perennial is green. And if you want something that's colorful and a perennial, you're going to have to spend upwards of $30 or $45 for a pot of it. Yeah. True. But in the meantime, I put put 2 dead hydrangeas in the ground, and one of them's starting to green back up, so maybe it's not going to die. And I have a hosta out there, and bee balm, and a butterfly bush, and some mint. So, and some sunflowers. I got sunflowers growing, because the squirrel's not good at holding her seeds. Already asleep again. Just go to sleep, you're fighting it. There you go. I'm going to take this turkey on the road with me. Anyway. Well, I love you guys, and I mean it. I'm going to baby this turkey a little more. He's asleep. So, your mint didn't come back this year? Oh, I wonder if something got it. It's so weird that it didn't come back. Black-eyed Susan's also spread very well. Thank you, Joanna, for giving us that contribution. I don't care about English ivy, but it clings to everything, and it's going to choke everything else out. It's like painting kudzu. But it will spread. Rosemary will spread. Lavender will spread. Any of your mint family, catnip, orange mint, apple mint, lemon thyme, anything of your mint family will spread. What else will spread real good? Lily of the Valley, but that's poisonous for chickens, so be careful. And snakes like to hunker down in your Lily of the Valley. Azaleas, you could do azaleas, but that's bushes and not flowers. But they're still flowers, they're just on a bush. So, you know, the best way to do it, if you're in the Taze Valley area, I have a couple of recommendations, actually, if you're anywhere from here all the way to Lexington. If you are in the Taze Valley area, I would recommend going to Kim's Greenhouse out 2 Mile Creek Road in Milton. She's got the best variety of everything, including the prettiest ferns I've ever seen in my life for $20 whole. She's also got a beautiful rose bed, and she's got every single possible vegetable that you could possibly think to grow. So, if you are in the Olive Hill, Moorhead, Kentucky, Greenup, Lewis County area, go to the Garden Gate Nursery, and that's out there on 561. Is it on 561? It's on that road that you take going from Olive Hill to Lewis County. It's right off 2. But anyway, look up Garden Gate Greenhouse. It's right off the AA. And if you don't have either of those things, then the professionals at the Home Depot are always super helpful to me in the garden section. They'll help you get the right perennials and everything. But they don't have a lot in the variety of like garden stuff this year as they normally do. If you are in the Hurricane, West Virginia area, Witt's Farm Supply out there on Main Street, ask for Fred. Margie's got some zucchini and some squash that she's growing in the back, and they had a couple of okra left. Tractor Supply is okay, but they don't water their plants near enough. Sorry, they don't. But I do too. There's also a place in Charleston that's a good greenhouse. And if you're just looking for like little house plants to sit on the windowsill or stuff that's like hard to find, like mother-in-law's tongue and split leaf philodendron and, you know, stuff like that, there's a place here in Hurricane at Valley Vintage called Plant Parenthood. And they have all those fun little plants, and usually they're really cute little planters. Ace has really good stuff. Ace is the helpful hardware folks. Ace is the place with the helpful hardware folks. They have really good stuff. And if you have a true value in your neck of the woods, they usually have some herbs. I suggest you get yourself an herb garden. Not only will it help keep down your bug population, including mosquitoes and waspers and hornets, but also it will draw pollinators like honeybees and hummingbirds and butterflies to you. So, also, it's good to have fresh herbs because that contributes more iron to you than the dried out ones and vitamins. So, I always suggest having a little herb garden. And I live by the practical magic, you know, plant lavender by your gate and all that. But, we could talk garden and chickens all day long, but I'm not sure why y'all watch. Sean said I should talk about stuff that's more important, like news topics and comedy. And I'm like, well, sometimes we're just sitting on the porch talking about what we're going to put in the dirt. And sometimes we can help each other out. Like Tina and Sue might get together on here and be like, hey, we both watched Sarah Beth and I got some hostas. Do you want some? Who knows? One of my friends the other day went up to, I don't even know where she was. She was going through my hometown and she's like, I turned around in this person's driveway because I got turned around and lost. She said, and I took a picture of their porch because I said, that looks like a Sarah Beth porch. Well, honey, it was one of my other best friends that sits on that porch and smokes with me every day. And I was like, that's Courtney's porch. It's cracking up. So, you never know. Real life friendships can happen because of stuff on the internet. I mean, 90% of the marriages that you see today are because they met online. True story. So, it's just a chirp. So, I'm going to get off here and feed this turkey. Try to get him off. You feel like you got a turkey on your chest? I know you can get a monkey on your back, but can you get a turkey on your chest? Got this turkey on my chest. Gobble, gobble. So, I forgot about Menards. Or Menards. I call it Menards. Y'all going over to Menards? Menards in Richmond is badass, by the way. There's also one right off the exit in Illinois. As soon as you 59 cuts north there off of 64. Is that Bloomington? That's not Bloomington. Anyway, there's a Menards there, and they have a really good dispensary next door, and it's recreational. So you can get high and go shop for plants. That's pretty cool. We have Southern States. Southern States is always good. If you can find your Southern States. And what a lot of people fail to realize is that you have a county extension office that's usually pretty good on this stuff. And that's what they do. They hire people to tell you how to work your ag. So sometimes they'll have trees for you to plant. Sometimes they'll have a chicken class. Sometimes they'll have a home canning class. So I encourage you to get on your county extension agent's website or get on your county's like do-all page, like mayor and police and stuff like that. They usually have the extension office on there. Marsha Porter ran ours for 100 years, might still, I don't know. But she did an excellent job. I was in 4-H. I learned how to cook. I learned how to can. I learned how to plant. So I encourage you. They're there for a reason. While we still have the funding for it, make use of your county co-ops. Exactly. And you can go on cruises with people you don't know and become friends. And see, Sue, you get it. Well, my turkey's getting restless. My bird's starting to twitch, so I gotta let him out. But, yeah. But, I'm so glad that we got to spend this time together this morning. I'm going to get in here and make me some coffee. See what kind of trouble I can get into today. But, holler at me. We'll come and visit. I'll bring a cheese ball. So, we'll have more news on Tom later, I'm sure, once he wakes up from his snap. But in the meantime, I love you, and I mean it, and there's a damn thing that you can do about it. Whatever you do today, do with kindness and gusto. And as always, friends, I am Sarah Beth Terry, and you're not. Bye.